Page 104, exercise 7.6. This is the piece we've been leading up to. This is the piece where you're using the stuff you learned on the previous page. Look at the right hand. You got this? Sound familiar? No. So there's nothing here should be too complicated for you if you've gone through the previous exercises and learned to do that stuff. Because again, the left hand's just this. Gonna move around a little bit, but you can do that. You got some chords. You can handle chords, I hope. It's a staccato is just a nice. Remember, it's soft. The melody's in the right hand, so the left hand has to stay under it. Yeah. Now, phrasing. Look at the top here, and the phrasing is in the right hand. Left hand just does its staccato things or whatever it's doing. You're going down, up. Then softly, and remember, you're starting a fourth finger here. But you're still doing this wrist thing. It's just a slight movement. Stay soft and then get louder. Again, you come back down. You don't stay up and get louder still. You come back down and do it again. So you're starting in the third line, second measure, the end of the measure of the 16th notes. You're starting soft, and then you come back down and do it again. And then come back down. The crescendo and the hairpin is the same thing. It's just like a longer hairpin. A lot of people, when in band and orchestra or whatever, when we see words like crescendo, we'll take a pencil and we'll put in a hairpin because we can read the hairpin, the symbol, much quicker and easier than the letters. So a lot of times they mean the same. It's a good effect if you can do it on the third line on these 16th note from the end of the second measure on. If you get these dynamics, it's just a longer crescendo. And then on the fourth line, come back down again because you're going to crescendo up too loud. So each note just a little bit louder, but you got to come back down to soft to do that. And that's really kind of neat. On the last line, now we're getting to the climax of the piece. You know, most every piece has a climax. Well, this is it here. Toward the end of the piece, the fortissimo is actually the climax. So when you start this crescendo on the last line, come back down to soft so you got more room to grow. So, and soft, a little louder, a little louder. Now fortissimo, very loud. I like the fingering in the right hand at the end. The last two measures, you have a 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 2, 5. That's very common, those last two chords. That's a good fingering. Learn to do that. Feels a little weird at first, but it really is an important fingering to know. The left hand, you're just doing this. Here, and third line down the chords. Keep the left hand under the right, so fairly soft. Now, watch it here, because now the different hands, fourth line down at the beginning. You went up to a loud. Now they want you to accent that, and it's a quarter note, it's not staccato, you're going to hold it out, left hand, but you got to come back down in the right hand, soft, so you're here. Now, the first note in the fourth line in the right hand is loud. The second one is soft, and you get louder, but the left hand is staying loud. So, I don't agree with that. It's what the music is written. I would come down a little bit with the accented quarter note. I think I'd take the accent off because I still want to hear it. That is what's important. And then in the last line, the last two measures, 3-1, 4-1, 5. That's what we want to hear. and actually the climax of the piece at the end, like the last note. It's kind of a fun piece. Vivo means very fast. In my opinion, it's, if you can play something this complicated, in my opinion, you should have already learned that technique a long time ago. But maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know that we need to do a play with me on this because it's pretty straightforward.